Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? This is a late night live. Okay, sorry it's so late. Long day at work. I wanted to get this live in. I don't know how many views we're going to get. That's okay. People can catch the, if they're already asleep, they can catch the replay. But I want to cover this. I want to talk about this. And I'll probably cover it in a short video also, because this is important. Sorry. This is really important, okay? When we talk about interracial love, interracial marriage, relationships, right? Okay. And if you see the title, Love, Loyalty, and Legacy, and it says, how deep is your love, black women, white men? Okay. And I want to hit on this. How deep is your love? Are you into each other? Do you want love? We all want love, right? But we need loyalty to go along with love. And then to build a legacy, build a family, have children, pass on a legacy, and it's important we have those 3 L's: love, loyalty, and legacy. That's what makes a relationship work, okay? But it takes 2 to make it work in a marriage, but it only takes 1 to destroy it, okay? So it's very critical you get the right person for your relationship, okay? I have some videos I'm going to show you. The first one is a interracial couple, okay? You've probably seen them, and they've been married 45 years, okay? Got married back in the 70s, still going strong in their marriage. They have kids and grandkids, and they're passing down a legacy, okay? It's a beautiful story, and we're seeing a lot of this with interracial couples, with black women and white men doing amazing things, within marriage, finding true love, okay? And I'm going to hit on that, and I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to show you a couple videos of, people come together in friendship, okay? Doing nice things for each other. And this is 2 black women involved in this. And it's just going to illustrate the kindness that black women do have. And white men too, but the video that explains their marriage, I might cut it down a little bit. I'm not going to try to go too late tonight and keep you guys up all night. But I do want you to see this. And this is an example of true love, coming together, swirling to investment, interracial dating to marriage. And that's what this channel is about. That's what I promote. I'm down with the swirl. I promote the swirl. I promote it to investment. Okay. I'm a traditional guy. I'm a man of faith. And I believe in swirling the right way, to marriage, that investment. And, anybody that dates, in my opinion, should do it to marriage. In fact, it shouldn't even, in my opinion, shouldn't even be dating. It should be courting. Okay. Some people are going to think I'm crazy for this. Okay. But that's my traditional ways. That's my faith. That's how I am. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. But I want you to know who I am, why I believe the way I do, why I do certain things on this channel. I have certain standards that other people don't. I have different moral values. Okay. And I'm not trying to get you to be like me. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay. But anyway, I want to show you this video, and it's an awesome video. These people are in their 70s now. Okay. And still married, and it shows that black women, white men, marriages are lasting. Okay. And the guy doing the narrating, I don't know if it's a family member or something, or just someone that, it probably is a family member, somebody that's telling the story about the couple. Okay. And, if you see their channel, go and watch it. It's a nice channel. They got over 100,000, hundred and some thousand um, subscribers. They're huge. Okay. And they should be, because they got a beautiful story, and they're showing a great example of how interracial relationships should be, going from, they dated way back in the day and got married, and it's still going strong. Okay. And a lot of interracial couples have long marriages. Okay. They do. Me and my wife have 29 years. So I mean, and I know people that have 15 years, some that have more than me and my wife. And it's not an accident. It's not they just got lucky and it worked. No, they really love each other. They made it work. Okay. But let me pull this up, and
met in 1970. Now,
okay,
Jerry
up there. Okay. This is Jerry and Mike. Okay. Go over there, subscribe to the channel. Um, you know, they're up in age, in their 70s, and they got married when they're young and still going strong. But let's go ahead and continue.
Jerry and Mike met in 1976 in California at an apartment complex. Now, Jerry lost her parents at a young age and spent a lot of her life alone until she met Mike. They hit it off, and Mike asked Jerry out, and they became a couple. A little while later, they ended up getting married and also having beautiful children.
Okay, look how young they are. This is in the 1970s, I think 76. Okay, think about that. I was like 7 years old at that time. They're young. You could see they're happy, starting their life together. They're getting married. Exciting time for them.
Beginning, people told them that they wouldn't even make it a year, and obviously they've proven these people wrong. Their story.
Okay, and that's a good point. Okay, they told them their marriage wouldn't last a year. That's kind of funny, because people in my family told me that my marriage to Sandy would not last 6 months. My grandmother gave it 6 months, and we'd be lucky to even get that. My uncle didn't think it would last. People in my family didn't. There were rumors flying that she was pregnant, and that's why I was marrying her, and that's not what it was. I love my wife Sandy, and I wanted her to be my wife. And they're getting the same thing. This is like something people assume, because you're an interracial couple. They assume your marriage ain't going to last. That is a bold-faced lie. The strongest marriages are black women and white men, statistically. So if there's a marriage that's going to work, it's going to be the black woman and white man. Seriously, they got it backwards. But anyway, let's continue.
Ended up going viral online, getting over 7 million views in a short amount of time. Here's what they.
Wow, that's amazing. 7 million views, 45 years of marriage. Let that sink in, guys. 45 years of marriage. That is a beautiful story. Anybody that can last 45 years, gets my respect. Okay. That usually don't happen in any racial group. Seriously. They pulled it off. They went the distance. They made it happen.
They say has helped them last such a long time as a couple.
Well, my secret is, first of all, you do have to be friends and you have to like each other. Michael and I, we like each other. You can't change him. You have to let him be him. Of course, he has to let you be the queen that you are.
Okay. Notice what she said. You have to be friends. You have to like each other. That is so true. You know, you got to have a relationship. You got to have a friendship too. You know, in a marriage, you know, the biggest part is friends. You like being around each other. You don't just have the physical attraction, you have the friendship. You have the cohesion. You love each other. You love spending time with each other. You know, you can't wait to be with your wife and do things, you know, and she's absolutely right. And she says, you know, and be the queen you are. Yes. You know, but that's the key. You know, you got to have that friendship within the marriage also. Okay.
Respect each other. And of course, love. You gotta love each other.
Jerry says you have to be friends if you want to make it work and last nearly a.
Yeah, you got to be friends. Check out that picture. That's a very nice picture, but you can tell how young they are. Look at them, just starting their life out. And you can tell it's in the 70s. They got their suits with the big butterfly collars. You know, I remember those times, you know, and just look at the hairstyles, you know. But this is an awesome story.
Lifetime, you have to be friends and you have to like each other. Very well said. A lot of times we get so caught up in, I love this person, I love that person, and we don't ever think about simply liking that person. We forget that we have to start with being friends with that person. The simple things. Building a bond and relationship like that can allow you to have such a great, beautiful foundation like Jerry and Mike to lasting a lifetime, decades and decades together.
Okay, and look at that picture of the couple there. Now they're up in age, right? You seen their younger pictures, you know, and the beautiful thing is they lasted, you know, and they made it work. And do you think they got some flack? You think there was a racial element they had to deal with? Probably on both sides of the family. I don't know. I'm not going to say there is. I think they actually had a good relationship with their families. I know I did with, you know, my mother and father accepted my wife, Sandy. My wife's family accepted me. Now I had an uncle and a grandmother that was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, didn't know what they were talking about, but hey, that's life. That's how it is. But you know, they went the distance.
As a couple.
Mike, what's the secret to a successful marriage, 45 years?
My secret is to say, yes, dear.
Mike is a smart guy. He says his secret to a successful marriage is to say, yes, dear. I'm sure he's being funny and serious at the same time.
You always have little isolated incidents, but overall, our experience has been a really good one.
And we knew it was out there, but we just wouldn't accept it. We just ignored it and just didn't let it in.
Every relationship is different. What makes one relationship work may not work for another couple, and vice versa. They're a wonderful example of the fact that things can last forever.
I also had to work on being on time. So he's always on time.
How about some questions? Who
That's funny.
apologizes first after a fight? Who's the funny one? Who's more patient? You both are. Who's the better cook? Who said I love you first? Who takes longer to get ready in the morning? Who's the grumpier one in the morning? Who's more stubborn? Who's the big baby when sick? Who's the more social one? Who loves to make a mess? Aren't they the cutest, sweetest couple you've ever seen? It's so beautiful to see relationships like this flourish. A lot of times we're so focused on families and couples that are falling apart. We hear that every single day, it seems like. We never ever take the time to look at the beautiful families that are coming together, sticking together. They have a couple of beautiful children and they love to stay youthful, taking trips together, having fun. Jerry can be a goofball. Mike just absolutely loves her more than anything. Here they are with their entire family, including grandchildren. Let's focus on the positive. Let's learn from Jerry.
Let me get a picture of the family here. All right, check that out. That's building a legacy. Okay. That's their children. Okay. A happy family. And you know what? A successful marriage, guys, a successful marriage leads to a successful legacy, a successful family, a happy family, and their love for each other push forward into their family, you know, and people should watch this video, whether you're in an interracial relationship or not. You should watch this because this is how married couples should be. You love each other with all your heart, okay? And you are friends. That's what it's about. It's a team effort, and you got to have that love, okay? The loyalty to each other, and then build that legacy, okay? And we're seeing amazing stories like this. Interracial couples, making it work, making it happen. The swirling gone wrong crowd cannot do a story on this. They won't touch it because it's successful. These people are blessed. A good man and a good woman come together in marriage. This is what you get. This is the blessing you get. That's what it's all about. And my hat's off to them. They're a beautiful family, beautiful couple. And, we can all learn from this. The character they have, the love they have for each other. And they were joking. He says, I do what she says for it to work. But you know what? From what I see, they put each other first, okay? And when you have love like that, you do put your wife above yourself, and she puts you above her, and you get more. You can't, it don't work 50-50. You don't get 50 back. You put in 100% to get 100%. If you want it all, you got to give it all. That's what a marriage is. Okay. But, this is a beautiful video. Go over there and subscribe to them. They got hundreds of thousands of followers, but, they have nice videos. And it's all about family and love and, and that's what we all should strive to have. We should all strive to have love, loyalty, and a legacy. I think I'm going to put that in the title of the channel. Maybe I'll squeeze that in there with Swirl to Investment, and with the Swirl to Investment, you got to have the love, loyalty, and legacy, But anyway, that was a beautiful video. And they're setting an example. Now, these other videos are not marriage couples. These are friends, okay? And when it comes to relationships, okay, friendship, I believe, is the foundation to leading to other relationships. Even when you're a little kid in school, you learn to get along with the other kids. You develop relationships, friendships. How to conduct yourself, how to treat people, and that will lead to other relationships as you get older. It will lead to a marriage, which is the most important relationship, right? Second to your relationship with God, of course. But that is, in life, our most important relationship is marriage. And it's important that we learn that friendship. Like they said, you got to be friends. You got to like being around each other. Okay. You can't just have the physical desire and, not be able to stand each other. I've seen people like that. They're physically attracted to each other, but they can't stand each other. Okay. You don't want that. You want that friendship also. Okay. You want that love in all areas. The physical, yes, you're going to have that. The emotional love, the spiritual love, and you got to love that person in all areas. You want love, in full. That's what a marriage is. But anyway, this video I'm going to show you is a relationship that developed in a kind act. Okay. This man saw a woman that was struggling and he helped her out. And years later, they became friends. It's a beautiful story. And, I just want to highlight this and I'll talk about it. And I'll talk about it how, you know, on my opinion of Black women and how beautiful of a spirit they have. And this is what I see, guys, you know. But anyway, let me roll this.
A remarkable act of kindness and divine coincidence that can only be described as a God wink.
Our friend Squire Rushnell is the best-selling author behind the God Winks book series, and he's here with another incredible story. We love all these, Squire.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're going to love this.
Okay.
Chris Wright was driving to church. He was driving his family. He passed a lone woman walking along the highway carrying a gas can. And that image stuck in his mind. He drove his wife and kids to church and then drove back to help. But Chris could have never predicted the God winks that followed.
Okay, what a setup.
When I pulled to the side of the road, I asked the lady if she needed help. The look on her face went from distress to relief. On the way to a gas station, I learned that she was down on her luck. She had only $5 in her purse and was worried about feeding her child.
Okay, let me stop there. Okay, he's on his way to church. She sees a woman with a gas can. What would you do? Would you stop and help her, or would you just drive by? Would you be afraid to help her? What would you do? Anyway, let's continue.
I filled her gas can and drove the woman back to her car. As I started to leave, I felt a nudge to give her what I had in my wallet, $40. She hugged me and thanked me. We said our goodbyes, and the sweet lady slipped into memory. 3 years passed. My mother was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, but the hospital said she could go home if she had a nurse's aide, which they would provide. The woman who was supposed to come to the house had a scheduling issue, so a substitute arrived. Her name was Tundi Hector. Mom quickly became very fond of Tundi. One day, after exercising, wearing sweats and my hat on backwards, I stopped in to visit Mom and met the nurse's aide who had been so good to her. Tundi told me about herself. She had been a nurse's aide off and on for 20 years, but had always dreamed of studying to be a nurse. During our pleasant conversation, she asked if I belonged to a church. I told her we went to Cornerstone. Her face lit up and said, "Oh, I met a young man from that church." She told me how she had run out of gas and was walking by the highway. The man had dropped his family at church and circled back to help her out. He not only filled my gas can, but gave me $40, she said. My jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. I saw myself 3 years earlier being tugged to help a stranger. I said, "Tundi, that was me." She was flabbergasted and felt she had been divinely aligned to work with my mother. It was an amazing God wink. As Mother's health deteriorated, Tundi and my mom formed an even stronger bond. Eventually, Mom died on Tundi's birthday. My family and I thought about how we could show our appreciation to Tundi for her loving care to Mom. We had this idea. What if we could raise $1,000 to help her start nursing school? So secretly, we started a You Caring Fund Me campaign, but we had no idea Tundi's story would touch so many hearts. When we gave Tundi a check for $8,000, she cried. The fund is now over $37,000. This whole story is one of the biggest God winks of my life. Tundi's too.
Oh, is it?
Okay, what do you guys think about that? I mean, it's amazing, right? He does a good deed. He helps her out, and his mother's in terminally ill, and the nurse, because of scheduling issue, couldn't do it, so they had to get somebody else, and it ended up being that woman that he helped out. So it's like he blessed her, gave her, gas and $40, the money he had. And later on, he got a blessing from her. But then the family blessed her and gave her a check for her nursing school. And these are people of faith. These are people like this is people I'm around a lot. And, you know, the act of kindness goes a long way. When you do something for somebody like that, you will be blessed like you wouldn't believe. And it's nice to see a story like this. And then they come back together. It's almost like God's plan. The mother needed comfort in her last days. They needed a nurse, and the woman back in the past ran out of gas and didn't have money, needed help. She got help, and then she helped the family. Then she needed, for she didn't have money for her college at that time, her nursing school, so the family gave her some money. That's what it's about. Now, if the world was more like this, we'd be so much better off. But it's amazing, And this story, I think this was like 5 years ago. I heard it before, long ago, but it's a beautiful story. And they're friends to this day. The blessings by doing one good deed it's like a chain reaction of blessings. And you can just imagine how strong their friendship is. Amazing. And I just wanted to show you that, but anyway, I got one more to show you, and then I'm going to talk about this. Okay. All right, let's see here. I already did that one. Okay, the next one's an awesome story too. And this story reminds me of my mother-in-law. I kind of have a little emotion with this one, because it does. Because the kindness she has, my mother-in-law had that kindness. She was a woman of faith. She was, and my wife is a woman of faith. It's like, um, it's passed on, and it's. But anyway, let me show you this story. You're going to like this one. Okay.
Strangers now they're
All right, let me get to the side here so you can see the video in full.
Once they were strangers, now they're family. For the past 2 decades, these two people have talked on the phone, but they finally met in person for the first time over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. So all began when a Palm Beach County woman dialed the wrong number.
Our Gianna Caserta shares their story, all new at 6.
Gladys Hankerson has spent the last 20 years calling the wrong number, a beautiful mistake that has turned into an unlikely friendship. You see, all those years ago, Gladys was trying to call her sister in Maryland, but kept dialing area code 401 instead of 410. Mike Moffitt from Rhode Island.
Okay, how many people have dialed the wrong number or area code? We all do that every now and then. Call the wrong person. And we're just like, yeah, okay, sorry, wrong number. And then you go about your business. Okay, but she kept dialing the wrong number. She kept dialing the wrong area code and calling the same guy. It was pretty funny, but it's a beautiful mistake, though. I'll say that.
Was on the other end of the phone.
Kind of raised by my dad. You always answer your phone. You never know who it is.
So he answered.
Oh, sweetheart, I got the wrong number, and hung up real quick, and did that a couple more times that day. And then, the next week, same thing, maybe the next month.
Gladys kept calling and Mike kept answering.
Finally, I just grabbed it. So wait, before you go, who are you? Where are you from? What are you trying to do? And we just started talking.
And I told him, I'm sorry. I said, I was trying to call my sister. He said, this is Mike. I said, I lost my son, passed away. He said, I'm so sorry. And he talked real nice to me, and I talked nice to him. And after that, I had his phone number, and I put it down on the paper, and I always called him.
It was a difficult time in her life. She was divorced and had just lost a son. She says Mike always lifted her spirits.
Okay, let me stop it right there. Okay, she accidentally called this man, right? And he talked to her. And from those conversations, he lifted her spirits. Okay. She had lost her son, down. And I think it's God acting sometimes to where he'll send somebody to comfort you, somebody you need in your life. And, you know, she got that. And she said he always lifted her spirits. But anyway, let's continue watching.
During the time I was downhearted, and he felt my sympathy and everything, lifted me up, and everything. He was real nice,
When Mike and his family were in Florida over the Thanksgiving holiday, he surprised Gladys at her home in Delray Beach.
I just walk in and he says, "I'm Mike from Rhode Island," and she just threw her hands up and she said, "I'm blessed."
Oh, it was such a great day. That was the happy Thanksgiving it was. That made my day.
You've managed to stay in touch over 20 years.
Yeah.
I would say you're not strangers anymore.
No. Seems like a family member to me, I wish more people could be like that.
Okay, let me stop here and let me say something, okay? This woman has a sweet spirit about her. She looked at that man as a blessing. When he came to her door, she said, "I'm blessed." This is something that Black women have. They have such a sweet spirit. And this woman reminds me of my mother-in-law, just loving. I remember when I met her, and, and it started like, it was like I was part of the family when I met my wife's mother. And I remember, right before we got married, me and Sandy, she looked at me, she says, "You're a blessing, and God sent you to marry my daughter." And but this is, and look, this is something that Black women have. They have that sweet spirit about them, a big heart. And I've seen this in Black women from in their 20s to their 80s. Okay, I don't know what it is, and maybe she's a woman of faith, so it brings it out more, the sweetness, the kindness. And these are the type of Black women that through my life I've been around from 5 till now, and the kindness. And this is what really is beautiful about Black women, is how they can have such a sweetness about them like this. And and I ask people what that want to open up their options and date out, right? What do you see in Black women? What do you like about them? And most guys will say, well, they're beautiful, they're fine, they're just, and a lot of times they don't even realize the sweet spirit they have. They don't realize the kind of women they are. And like I said, and it's, look, your heart and your spirit, it don't age. Your body will get old. You'll get old one day, and your body will break down, and one day you'll no longer walk the earth. But your spirit lives forever. Your soul lives forever. And your heart does, and it don't get old. It still have that loving spirit. And I see this in Black women. I see this trait. Okay, are there corrupt, evil Black women? Yes, but a lot of Black women, I see this sweetness, and I see that in younger women. It's like, it's a spiritual thing. It's like you could see the kindness, you could see the beauty within. And I see that in my wife. She's got such a sweet spirit about her, and I think that's really what attracted me to Black women when I was dating, is their sweet spirit, their kindness, their big heart. You get to know them, and look, I cherish my friendships with Black women. I do. I mean, they could be any age, and I could talk to them for hours and hours. I remember my mother-in-law. We would go visit her, and she liked watching Westerns all the time, and we'd stay up late watching Westerns, and I would talk to her and she would tell me, when she was growing up, it was like I was getting a history lesson. It was awesome. But I see the kindness in this woman. She looks at that as a blessing. And she probably prayed for somebody to come along and that had kindness and lift her spirit, you know? And she appreciates him. And he's kind too. He appreciates her. It's like, and they have a friendship for years due to a wrong number because she dialed the wrong number. I think she was meant to dial that wrong number. What do you think? I think she was. And this is an example of what Black women have, their inner beauty. Okay? We know Black women, we see them, they're beautiful, right? Okay? Men are attracted to women. It's a natural thing. But do we go deep? How deep is our love? You know, and it starts with, getting to know somebody's spirit, their heart, before you, think about the physical part, right? Which that should go with marriage. But, I use this as an example because she's got a kindness. She's got a sweet spirit about her. And Black women of all ages, I'm telling you, they have that sweetness about them. They do. A lot of them do. And but anyway, let's continue, and I'll go ahead and let it run till the end.
Gonna be like that. That'll be so nice. The world will be better too. People will be better.
Oh.
When I call her number, they tell me, don't ever call here again.
Wow. Well, Mike tells us back then when he first called, he was using a Nextel flip phone when Gladys first called him. That's how long ago.
It was a while.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So that's, that shows how long they've been friends, right? Maybe if you get a wrong number, maybe it's good to get a wrong number.
A while ago.
Yeah.
It's quite a friendship. Great story, too, from Gianna.
I love it.
Mike?
Okay, shout out to WPB News, ABC. Good segment. Okay. Stuff like this is uplifting. Okay. And I would tell people, you're going to open up your options and date out. Get to know these women, these ladies, okay? And see what they're about, okay? And, but I see this kindness in Black women of all ages, I see that all the time. And a lot of times, us as men, we overlook that. You know what I mean? And we'll see a young lady that's, attractive, and, we have that desire to get to know her, and we focus on the beauty, the outside. Okay. And yeah, that's important, but do we really get to know her? Do we touch her heart? Do we connect on a spiritual level? Do we have some emotions there? And I know these two cases are just friendships. It has nothing to do with dating, but it does in a way because of the woman's kindness and spirit. And Black women of all ages have that. And I've seen it. Okay. And I've experienced this kindness, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And when you tap into that, and I'm telling you, I tapped into that with Sandy. It was a love like I never knew. It was a love that came from God. And the way I would describe my wife's name is Sandy. That means that there's a God and he loves me. That's how I look at her name. But it starts, you got to love from the inside out. And I think so many times we don't. But when we do, it comes out right. It's done the right way. But I wanted you guys to see these stories and think about that. And these two black women are beautiful, amazing ladies. Okay? They got a kind heart. They're women of faith. Okay? They embrace the blessings they have. They see it. A lot of times we don't see the blessings we have. We just worried that somebody has more than us, or they're doing better than us at work or whatever we're doing, but we don't even realize how blessed we are. And I think these ladies see that. Yeah, she was in need. God provided. Okay. And when you do acts of kindness like this, it comes back. It might not be the same thing you're blessed with, but God will bless your life. But you do people wrong too, it'll come back that way too. But in life, we experience it both ways, do we not? But these stories, are nice. They're awesome. And I tell you, but I can see the sweetness in these black ladies. And I see this black women all over have this in common. They really do. And I tell you, a lot of black women are women of faith. Like I said, I've kind of been raised around black women of faith. And it kind of influenced, well, I'm not going to say kind of, it did. It influenced my life, my faith. And, I want to tell my story. This channel is about, love and marriage. It's about interracial relationships. And yes, about faith. And I promote black women, white men coming together, black women, Asian men, black women, Hispanic men. I think, there are too many black women like these ladies with the kind spirit, a big heart, not getting the best option that God intends them to have. And I know I'm talking a lot about God in this, okay? But this really got to my heart. And when you're in love, okay, it's going to touch your heart. It's going to get those emotions going. And that's how I feel about black women. I have big love for black women. I do. I love to see black women doing great and amazing things. And I don't even have to know them because of the kindness and the love I received from black women. The black women I knew were women of faith, have a beautiful spirit. And I seen that. God's opened my eyes. And when I seen these stories, I was like, wow, that is amazing. But anytime you get in a relationship, whether you're a man or woman, get to know that person. See if there's a spiritual connection. Do you have that friendship? Do you click together? I know that there's people around me that I click with. I could talk all day with. I can spend time with. We have a great friendship. And there's other people I can't. It's just awkward and weird and crazy. It don't work. And it's not that we're bad people. It's just, we just don't click. But some people I click with, it's natural. It just flows. I have that friendship that just is amazing. But these are things to look at. Do you connect spiritually? Does he or she have some emotions for you? And I'm not talking about a man coming and crying and, being like a John Boehner crying all the time on TV, but you go and get a little emotional. We're all emotional. Okay. We have anger, we have sadness, we have happiness, we have all kinds of emotions, right? Human being, you're going to experience them all. But when you have true love, you're going to be kicked with that, with emotions. Love is a strong emotion. Okay. And there's different kinds of loves. There's friendship love, there's love of your family members, and then there's, husband and wife type love, the romantic type love, or whatever. There's different types of love. But having a foundation with the friendship really helps your marriage. Because when you're married, you're going to have to be friends. You're going to have to get along. It can't be just physical attraction. That's great for a little bit, but if that's all you got, your relationship's going to break down. You got to be connected emotionally. You got to be connected spiritually. Okay? And you got to put the other above yourself. Okay? And we have our roles to play as men and women. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this tonight. And but how these people are is kind of like how I am. These are people I'm around a lot. Okay? Now, I'm not saying you need to be like this, but this is kind of like my background. And if you're ever wondering why I act a certain way on certain things, that's why. But, I hope you get something out of this. But just listening to these women talk, it's like you kind of feel it, like there's love there. It's real. That elderly woman was just happy to see him. He's a blessing. Her blessing came. He was there to comfort her. And she embraced it. And he was, happy to meet her. They had a friend, they developed a friendship. And so many times you don't see these stories. We see people getting shot and people, being assaulted and all this other stuff. But you don't see acts of kindness like this. A lot of times people, they see you on the side of the road, they're going to help you with gas. That's your problem. That's their attitude. A lot of people in relationships, they ain't even looking at what's inside, the character. They're not connected spiritually or emotionally. They just have a physical desire and lust. They don't have love on all cylinders. They don't. And I'm telling you, this is when I promote interracial relationships, okay? I promote it in an investment goal. I promote Swirl to investment. If you're and I don't connect with people that swirl just to do it because it's exciting or see what it's like. No. Do it the right way. If you're attracted to a black woman and you're a white guy, that's perfectly fine. Or vice versa. But do it the right way. Which any relationship you do it the right way, right? Make sure your heart's in it. Make sure that's what you want. Make sure the one you're with is into you, that can put you first. I'm just saying. But I see so many times, and look, I was at work the other day, okay? And we stepped out of the building. And I'm with the guys talking, and they talk about my channel. They watch it at work. They do. Some are fans of it. They love it. Some think I'm crazy and weird, but hey, it is what it is. But there was, and it was me and a couple of white guys, one Asian guy, right? And this black woman was running down the street. Okay. And she was beautiful. Okay. She had like spandex on, and, they were looking at her, and she was beautiful, and it was like she knew it, right? And she ran past, and these guys were looking at her, and they're saying, "Oh man, she's fine. What I'd like to do to her and all this." And I'm like, wow, if they had a chance to date her, what would that relationship be like? What would they want from her? I mean, they were talking about her in a sexual way. That desire's there, but it's a time and place for it. Would they get to know that young lady? Would they want to know, what she's like, how her family is, what her goals are? Does she believe in marriage? What would she be good in a relationship? And a lot of times, us as men, we jump in and don't even look at all those other areas. We're just, she's fine, and I'm going to be with her. And then you don't even know nothing about her except you're physically attracted, right? Then, is the relationship going to be strong? Are you just that come up guy? Will she be a good wife and mother? How would your relationship be? And I know that's a lot. And I told these guys that, and they thought I was crazy. They're like, what? You don't think she's fine? You don't think? It's not about that. Yes, she's beautiful, but well, first of all, I'm married, so I'm not supposed to look at women like they were. And I tried to explain to them. And I know people think I'm weird because I talk in such a traditional way. And I tell people that, we shouldn't exploit women, and the certain pictures we show, that's not right. It's disrespectful. And some people look at it like, what are you talking about? But this is my faith. This is how I am. Okay. I believe that a woman's body is only for her husband to see. And I know people are going to get on me about this, go in on me, but that's how I believe. It's biblical, okay? You don't have to believe like me, and I'm not going to judge you for it. But what I'm saying is, when you get in a relationship, what do you want out of that relationship? What do you want out of that young lady? Because when you put the physical first, it's like you're putting the carriage before the horse. You know what I mean? Because what sense would it make to have a supermodel girlfriend that isn't a good wife or mother and don't really care? I mean, what good is a supermodel that don't love you, that uses you? I'm just saying, people got to think about this stuff. And women too. You think the guy's fine and he's a good guy and everything? The physical's there, but what about, is he a good husband, good father, good provider? Okay, you got to have that stuff too. So us as men and women, we got to be strategic. And I think that's why a lot of black women, white men relationships work, because we get strategic. Because we're kind of forced to be strategic. It's like we're, in a way, forced to vet each other before we even get in a relationship. And tell me I'm wrong. Because we've been told so many things about each other that we don't know. Black women have been told that white men are racist, they're fetishizers, they're lustful, they're weird, creepy. And of course, she's going to be cautious about you to make sure you're not these evil things that she's heard that you are. And then us as white men that don't know a lot about black women, we might be watching what we see on TV, and it might be some, movie that's, over stereotyping a black woman, and some people think that's how it is. That's how they are. And you find out that that's just false. That's just propaganda. That's just a stereotype. Those are generalizations. Truth be told, we're all individuals. We're all different. But I wanted to show you guys this, and I want you to think about this. Ladies and gentlemen, think about this. The person you're with, are you spiritually connected? What do they want from you? Whether you're a man or woman, what do they want from you? What do you want from them? And how do you get there? And if you see red flags, do not ignore them. Do not, because a lot of times us, and this is men and women, we all do this, right? We get in a relationship with someone we really like, we want it to work, and there's some red flags that he or she is doing, like, wait, this seems a little off. But then we dismiss it. Oh, no, it ain't that. No, it couldn't be that. Or sometimes we'll say, yeah, that's wrong, but I can fix it. I can make her better. I can make him better. And a lot of black women do this with black men. They'll take them and try to make him better, try to make him more responsible, more successful. I've seen black women put black men in school and pay for it so he can be successful, right? I mean, I see it all the time. And I'm not going to say all are doing this because it's not all, but seen a lot of it. And ladies, what does a man want from you? Does he love you? What does he do nice things for you? Or when you're around, is it all physical? A good way to vet men is don't be physical with it. Don't, if you ask my advice, I'd say wait till you're married. But most people ain't going to do that. But if you hold out on that a while, a lot of these guys you'll weed out because they're looking for the quick hit, if you know what I'm saying. And you don't want those guys because they're just short term. They want the physical part of the relationship and then they bounce. But anyway, I'm going to drop the link before I close if you want to come on. I know it's late. I mean, it's midnight where I'm at, so it's 2 a.m. in the East Coast. And it's 11 o'clock on the West Coast. So, yeah. So it's pretty late. I don't usually do lives this late, but this is something I wanted to really talk about. And I want people to think about this. When you're in a relationship, and I'm talking to men, and this is what I want to say to men. Have you touched her heart? And what I mean, do you have a spiritual connection? Or are you just looking at her boobs and butt and she's fine? I mean, seriously. And ladies, what do you want? Is he touching your heart? Is he, does he put you first? Because a man that loves you will always put you first. And you'll know it. It's not a secret. But anyway. Hey, pro white male leadership, how's it going?
What's going on? I only have 4 people at the venue right now, so I'm doing good. So I can come up
Oh,
here
okay.
and talk to you.
Yeah, well, it's pretty late. I don't usually go this late, but I wanted to get this in because
No, it's important. It's important.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is. It's like us as men, we just look at the physical and we're just jump in, and we don't even know what she's about. And it's like women, from what I see, will jump in too and then try to fix him as she goes along. Knows he's already broken, but I can fix it, and you
I
can't
mean,
fix
I think I said that to you earlier. I said that, I
it.
mean, you can't fix a man, but if he wants to be better, then that's a different situation because you're not fixing him. It's because he wants to be better and you're just helping him. There's a difference between fixing him and helping him.
Yeah,
That's my opinion. But
and that's the thing when I talk about, and then when I talk about falling in love with somebody, their spirit and their heart, and different, than just the physical. When I look at those ladies on those videos, that they're older women, so I'm not going. A younger man ain't going to be attracted to them. But what I'm saying is, look at their qualities, look at their sweet spirit, look at their heart, because you want a young lady that has a heart like these women do. And there are a lot of black women that have a big heart like these women do, of all ages. And I see it. And if you're a man looking for a relationship and you don't see that, either you're blind or you're looking for something else. Either you're just caught up in the physical part and you don't even care about, what she's like, what her character's like. You don't care. It's like when I was at work, there was a black woman that ran by, jogging, wearing spandex, and she knew she was beautiful, and all the guys knew it too, and the things they were saying. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Well, aren't you attracted to? Well, yeah, but come on. Um, but that's what guys do, I guess. And I was there. I would do that back in the day. But when you get older, more mature, and you're married, you know. But yeah, and that's the thing. To build a good relationship in a marriage, you're going to have that friendship, like Jerry and Mike. You know, their marriage worked for 45 years, still going strong, because they were friends. They were, of course, they had the physical attraction, that's natural, but they had that friendship too. They had that cohesion. They loved being around each other. And that's what makes the marriage work. You could tell they love each other, and they have, love in all areas. And that's what makes it work. And that was my whole point in this thing. And I wanted to show these ladies, like that one that said, you know, I'm blessed. He's here, my blessing. Um, it's like they look at people different um, than usually people do. It'd be like, okay, I called the wrong number. Usually a guy after a while would get irritated and say, okay, why do you keep calling my number? Leave me the hell alone and click. But he talked to her and he listened to her and she opened up to him. They became friends, and ever since the flip phone, that's a long time. But I mean, what do you think about that? How their relationship worked? I think they seen each other more than just the physical. When you're young, it's there, and attraction's the first thing. It's the sight. But then,
absolutely. I mean, it's definitely more than physical. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think I need to explain it. I think that my platform explains everything that everybody needs to know. So,
Yeah.
I just came on here, Brent, to say hello because I've been kind of absent. I'm running a party, so but I had to come over here because it's slow right now. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to have you on. And you know, I just I just thought these were nice videos, and I thought people, and I'm trying to tell people, look at how you look at people. Look at how they act, their demeanor, their personality. A lot of times we miss all that other stuff, and we're just caught up in the attraction, and we don't know a lot about these people we're dating, right? And us as men, we're very guilty of this. We just look at how she looks and we're turned on and we're in. And you know, I think women are a little more strategic, but even they'll jump in and say, "Well, he's a little flawed, but I'll fix it." And yeah, like you said, you can't fix a man, you can't fix a woman either. They got to want to do it. It's got to be, if I want to get better, you're not going to make me better. Either I'm going to get better or I'm not. That's how we are as people. If we want to improve, we got to want to improve. Now, people can help us along the way, but you can't take, you know, the person you're in a relationship and just fix it. And if that was the case, vetting would not be a thing. You just get with people and fix them, but in the real world, you can't do that. So it's best to get somebody that's not broken because you could get a broken person and they might get fixed, but a lot of times they don't. A lot of times they're caught in their ways and, you know, but anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that these videos. I thought they were nice. I thought they were just uplifting. Um, the marriage between Jerry and Mike, you know, um, that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. And they have from what I see, a real happy family. Good, healthy, happy family. Seems like everybody loves each other. It seems like you know, they get together and have fun, and it sounds like they goof off a little bit, but they just really love each other. And it's like you always see her smiling, and he is too, and it's like they're just happy. And when you see that, you see true love. There's a couple that lives in my neighborhood, and they can barely walk. They're in their upper 80s or 90s, but they walk around and they have a smile. They walk slowly around the block, but that's what they do. And been married for several years. And he holds her hand and they're both smiling. And they'll stop and talk to you and, just enjoying life. And even though they have trouble getting around because they're older, they're embracing what they have. And, embracing what days they do have. And that's true love right there. When you can last many years and you're still happy, you know. And people ask me, they say, how did your marriage last? Don't you get tired of your wife? Do you ever get irritated with each other? Do you ever, I mean, we're people, we're going to irritate each other, but we have such a bond and we have that friendship that we just love being with each other. And that makes your love strong, and it'll carry you from when you're in your early 20s to your 90s. But you got to have love in all areas. You got to have that friendship. You got to have that emotions. You got to be connected spiritually. The The physical part is just a part of love. It's not love. Okay? People think that the sexual act is love. No, it's a part of love. Okay? And I think that's what we miss as people, you know. And that's why you're supposed to do that within marriage. That's why the Bible says that, because it's a spiritual thing. When you go there with somebody, you're connecting spiritually. But a lot of times we think that's the start of a relationship, you know, and a lot of times one person will be all in and the other one will just be having fun. So you got to be careful, you know. But anyway, I don't want to preach, but I just wanted to see this because I wanted to make a point. And when people say, why do you love black women? Why do you say kind things about black women all the time? Because this is what I see. And it's not just from young black women that are beautiful. It's all black women. I see these qualities. I see the beauty, the inner beauty. I see the kindness. I see the spirituality, and I can connect with it. And you want a woman that has a kind heart, that you have a spiritual connection. You want to be with a woman that has those traits, that has character. Because if you don't have that, it ain't going to work. But I tell you this, when you have love, the emotional love, the spiritual love, in your friends, the physical love will be better. It makes that better. It makes everything, you know, it improves everything. You know, it's like us as people, if we'd be patient and do things the right way, we'd experience a loving relationship the right way. It would be awesome. But we take shortcuts. We want to experience this now, and that we'll work on later. A lot of times that don't work. But anyway, I'm kind of getting winded. But this is what I wanted to talk about, and you know, we need the vet. And you know, black women, you need the vet. I know in the black community, black men are doing you wrong, and well, there's white men that are going to do you wrong just as much. So you got to vet them too. Okay, there are a lot of white men that love black women, and they'll give you their heart. You know, they'll love you with everything, but you got to find that guy. Okay, there's predators in there. You know, so just be careful. You know, don't go leave one dusty for the next dusty. You know, what's the difference between a black dusty and a white dusty? They're all dusty. You don't want neither one, right? So you open up your options, do it the right way. Make sure you're connected. You know, in all areas of love, the physical part is the last part. Okay? That's like the icing on the cake, right? But you got to get the cake before you go there. And what I mean is you got to get that relationship. You got to love each other in those other areas before you get to the physical. And you know, if you're going to be married, you got to be friends. If you can't stand each other, your marriage will not work. I don't care how much you're attracted to each other. You got to have that friendship. And notice they said that first. Well, we like each other. Okay, that's important. You love each other, but you got to like each other too. You got to like being around each other. Because you could love somebody with all your heart and not be able to stand being around them. Okay? You need that friendship. That is very important. And like I said, we learn about relationships from the day we step into kindergarten, do we not? Or preschool. We're told how to treat each other's, right? Be kind, don't don't fight, don't push each other. I mean, we're going to do that because we're human, but we're taught how to have a relationship. That friendship in elementary school is important because how you treat your friends along the way will end up being how you treat your wife, your husband. Okay? I'm just saying. I always look at a marriage as like it's a relationship, right? But we need other relationships to get to that big relationship. Does that make sense? We need to know how to be friends before you can get with somebody that you have a loving relationship with. You can't just jump in to the love and not be friends and not, you know what I mean? But enough of that. I could go on all night about this. Um, I'm going to go ahead and cut this soon, guys. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Thank
I'm
God I'm on.
sorry, Brent. I just got this, because I wasn't checking my
Oh,
cell phone, but yeah, I have a venue right now. I only got like what about 4 or 5 people here, but
okay.
but I gotta there's more people coming on my end because I
Okay.
do after hours. It's a lot of money for that, so I'm just
Oh yeah, no
for the
worries.
summer.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you came on though. Yeah. Um, I'm glad you jumped in and yeah, take care of your thing. Um and guys, pro white male leadership, she works hard. She's she puts in a lot of work. She's very successful. She's you know, does really good things. And I appreciate she took the time during, the work she's doing to come up and say hi. And pro white leadership, I'm glad you came up. It's always good talking to you. Um, I'm going to close here pretty soon anyway, but I'm glad you came up. And you ain't got to apologize for doing what you're doing. Um, you know, but I do
I feel
appreciate.
like I've been neglecting the YouTube space, and I think that maybe that's something that I need to get into. I've been neglecting my Patreon space because I've been busy with this, but I think that YouTube is important. It is important because people look up to us. They look up to this, and I think that's something that I need to focus on for a while.
Yeah, and and they do, and I think this is needed, and I like to share with people, my relationship with my wife. I want people to see that because it's important, and I like to talk about relationships, and look, I remember back in the 80s and early 90s when I was dating. It's a different world than it was then. I get it. I don't even know what dating consists of. The last date I went on was 1993 with my wife Sandy. So I don't even know what they do on dates. I guess they still go to dinner or movie or whatever. But people are meeting on dating sites now. They're
Well, I
meeting
mean, if you're
online.
with non-black men, you're gonna go on dates and movies and stuff like that, but not with black men. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't dated a black man so in like years, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, but you know, I mean, a date's a date, whether you go to a movie or dinner or whatever you do. Um, you know, um, I think the dating is probably almost like we used to do back in the day, but how we meet is different. I never met nobody online that I dated. Any woman I dated, I had to approach her. I had to get up close and personal and either one or two things were going to happen. Either she would be interested or she would reject me. And, you know, and I think that's takes more courage to do that than to get online and email back and forth and then get to the, the video deal or whatever, however that works. But back in the day, if you wanted to meet somebody, you walked up to them, you talked to them. And like I said, you're going to be accepted or rejected on the spot. And nobody likes rejection. But when you're accepted, that's the greatest feeling. So, I mean, it's good and bad. But, as a man, you got to do that. You got to have courage. You got to be able to risk rejection. I don't understand people that are so afraid of rejection that they don't even try. It's like, so you just want to accept failure right off the bat. I'm just like, I mean, just go for it. What's she going to say? No, and then you go somewhere else, But you never know till you put in the effort. But, I would just say it's important for men and women to know who you're with. Get to know them, okay? How do they feel about families? Are they spiritual? Is it a man or woman of faith? Or, I mean, what are they into? What are they looking in a relationship? And ladies, if a guy says, if you ask him about marriage, he says, well, I'm trying to figure it out right now, and maybe later. He don't want to get married, okay? But if he says, well, yeah, I would love to be married and I want to have a family, and then you probably have a better prospect. You got to listen to what they tell you. People tell on themselves, okay? They really do. And ladies, the best thing you can do when you're on a date, let that guy talk. Just listen. Take it in, because how they really are, a lot of times they'll tell on themselves. They'll say little things that might be a little off. And I would say to guys, if you're out on a date with a woman, what you need to do is make the date about her. Okay? It's not about you. If she asks you something about your life, you can tell her, but make it about her. Don't try to impress her by telling her the job you have and the money you make and what you did. Do not do that. Make it about her. I think women appreciate that more when you're focused on her, because she feels like she's important. She feels like she's beautiful and you're interested. But if you start telling her what you do, they might take it as you're like bragging or boasting or, and that can have a negative impact. I would just say, get to know her, make it about her. She'll find out about you. If you're successful like that, she'll find out. And it's more meaningful than if you start bragging about it. But let it be about them. And ladies, listen to the guy. Let him talk. Get to know what, pick his brain a little bit. He's already interested in you. He asked you out. He's on the date with you. You really don't have to tell him more about yourself. Let him tell on himself. Does that make sense? I think that's the best way to do it. Because you got to know who you're with. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this up, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Pro White Male Leadership, thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
It's good to see everybody in the chat. CC, A. Ortega, Never Forgotten TV, Bronzed Rage, Neoletti, I hope I said that right. Novella, Disappointed Dinosaur, Arian, good to see you. Um, who else? Did I miss anybody? I know it's not a big chat because it's crazy late. Alexander, good to see you. Um, I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I apologize. But guys, thank you for coming and watching. But check out that channel. Check out Jerry and Mike. That's a very good channel. Okay, that's an elderly couple that started out real young and 45-year marriage. They got kids and grandkids, and they're really, you know, really fun channel to watch. Um, and it's an example of two people that love each other that have character. And you can just tell. It's like they're glowing. You see her talking, she's smiling, and she just like it's upbeat, and he's smiling too. He has his little grin, and it's just like, wow. You can tell there's that chemistry there. You can tell they're happy. Um, and that's a beautiful thing. That's what a relationship should be. You should be happy to be with each other, you know? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Tomorrow, I will be going live again. I'm going to put together a news story, Swirl to Investment News Network, a new series I've done. I'm going to have my prayer meeting series. The roasting series. I started out calling it Friday night roasting, but I might not be able to do it every Friday night. So whatever night I do it, and what I'm going to do is go in on people that attack interracial relationships, black women. I'm not just roasting people at will. They got to be doing something that's not right. Okay. Um, you know, so I'll be doing that. Um, and then I want to do a movie review too. Discord. I'm going to be going on Discord tomorrow. And probably looking at, I don't know, probably noon. I'm going to try noon Eastern time. So if you want to come on Discord tomorrow, I'll have like a roundtable meeting and talk to you guys. I want to do one at the first of the month. And I'm going to add some channels to that. I want to do Discord, but it's so, with my job is so time consuming, it's hard to fit that in. So first Sunday of the month, which will be tomorrow. So we'll go for noon Eastern. If you want to come over and talk, we can do that. I'll be there. So if you want to show up, if you want to be part of the Discord, just send me an email. Okay. That's all I want. Just send me an email and I'll send you the link. Okay. Discord is going to be a fun thing. Just email me. I'll send you the link. I don't have it right here, but if you send me the email, I'll send you the link to it. And but I'll be going on noon Eastern tomorrow. So let me know. Email me if you want the link to Discord. It's going to be a fun thing. So I'm not, I don't. Everybody's welcome over there. I'm not going, have it just, if we need to talk about something that's critical, we'll do what you call it, a video conference, a Google meeting. It's more secure. I just want Discord to be a fun thing, where we come together and have little discussions, and I get your ideas, and we just talk, just a fun thing. That's what I want. My email is in the description box, but I'll put it on the chat here. Okay. Let me type it in real quick. All right, let me double check it. Gosh, sometimes I put the NM in the wrong place, but I want to make sure it's right before I put it in the chat. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right. Then once I get that, then I'll close down and. Okay, there's my email. Um, yeah, if you guys want to reach me, it's on my community wall too, like towards the bottom of the postings. I'll have my email, and it's also in the description box, but it's right here too. It's roadrunnerNM89@gmail.com. Make sure you put the NM after Roadrunner, okay? Because if you just put Roadrunner89, it won't go through. Okay, there's other people with Roadrunner names, so I had to put the NM in there for my YouTube channel. But that's my email. So just you know, write it down or take a screenshot. That's it. So if you need to reach me, but it is on my community page. So I put it out there. So if you wanna, you can email me for anything. If you have content you want me to cover, or if you want to be part of the show, you can email me. Or if you want to be part of the Discord, you know, um, or if you have questions for me or whatever, I will get to your email. It might take 3 or 4 days at times because of my work schedule, but I won't. You'll get an answer. I will. Um, yeah, but I will. I will get back with you. So that's my email. Email me anytime. Um, yeah. But tomorrow I will have a prayer meeting. If you're a man or woman of faith and you want to, I'm going to read some Bible scripture, that's really what I do. A lot of times I'll do a testimony, something I've experienced, and I'll read some Bible scripture and I'll talk about a certain topic. Um, and you're welcome to come to that. And then I always drop the link, after I go over the Bible verses, if you want to talk, if you want to come up on the panel, and, so, but I do that. I try to do it every Sunday. Sometimes I can't. And then I'll just adjust and, move the day. But I will be doing that tomorrow. I'll probably do it right after uh, the Discord meeting. That's going to be at 12. But email me, and I'll send you the link. Okay. All I require is you send me an email. All right. Um, and I'll send you the link. And now, if you come up and do some crazy stuff or put some inappropriate stuff up there, I'm going to block you from it. So I haven't had that problem, but I'm just saying, it's a fun place. It's a clean place too. Um, you know, but it's not going to be a gossip area. If we need to talk about something, we'll do a Google meeting. Okay. Um, anything I say on Discord, I don't care if YouTube hears me say it. So, yeah. But I'm just saying. But I'm going to start showing movies. We're going to have movie nights. Once I get my computer working right, then I'll hook that up. Um, but I do have the roundtable channel in there. So when you come in, make sure you click on Roadrunner roundtable. Okay, because it'll probably bring you into the comment section. They have like a a texting channel, and then they got an audio. You want the audio so we can talk. Like we're talking now, you can come up and talk. The only difference is nobody can see it unless they have the link to it. Okay. So, but anyway, that's going to be at noon Eastern tomorrow. And like I said, tomorrow I'll do a prayer meeting. I'm going to have a news story too. There's a news story I want to cover. And then if you guys got an idea for a movie review, let me know. I would love, this is what I want to do with a movie review. I want to watch the movie on Discord, and I can bring you guys up. We watch the movie, and then we do a show about the movie review. And then you can come on the panel. We'll talk about the scenes and what's going on and stuff. I do miss doing movie reviews. We haven't done it in a while, but I mean, we've reviewed movies like The Bodyguard, Something New. You know, usually an interracial type movie. But if you're interested in that, you know, you want me to do like a movie review on a certain movie, let me know. And you can be part of that review. Okay. I like it better when we have a panel reviewing it rather than me just telling you what I think. I like having other people's opinions on it and what they see. It makes it more fun that way. But anyway, I better get to bed, but it's late, guys. But I thank you for joining in on this late night live, and you know, enjoy your weekend. Okay, have fun. Pro white leadership don't have too much fun.
I love it when you say that, Brent.
Yeah. Stay out of trouble.
I try to. I try to.
I don't want to have to wire you bail money or something like that.
You know, I can't help it. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, by the way, we had a winner on the divestment channel. Remember,
Divestment solid. Shut up. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it.
All right, who said that? Anyway, we know who won, but I mean, everybody mentioned every divestment channel, and that's the beautiful thing. So the winner I paid today, and they're thankful. They told me thank you. And you know, and I love to support divestment channels. I think they're important. I think Black women open up their options and you know, go into a better situation. I back that up 100%. And the women that do these channels, you know, I listen. I'm in the clouds though. I don't, you know, go on those channels, but I do support them. I do you know, send them a few dollars every now and then just to show my appreciation. And look, you're getting free entertainment. You really are. You can click on their channels and they're really good and you don't pay nothing. So, you know, as much money as I spend on TV that I never hardly watch, you know, I watch YouTube more. So why not give them a few bucks? They do a lot of work. YouTube is, you know, it's a lot of work. And, you know, we're enjoying it. So I do that. I like to support them because I agree with what they're doing and stuff. And there's other channels I support too, not just the divestment or swirling channels, but you know, I support other channels, you know. And you know what, guys? Look around in channels. There's a lot of little channels, small channels that have a lot of good content, and they're, you know, fun to watch. I watched, you know, and they talk about good things. It just they haven't hit that popularity yet. So I mean, check out the smaller channels too. They got a lot of good content. We definitely need more divestment channels on YouTube. We have quite a few on TikTok. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. But those of us that are not divestment channels, because I'm not one, I couldn't be, that would not make sense. But I do support them, because I believe in what they're doing. And, I believe in black women being safe and having the best option. And for a lot of black women, they have to divest to get that. Okay. And that's not a wrong thing to do. You're putting yourself first. Okay. And every woman, every man has the right to be with whoever they want. And we shouldn't be concerned about that. So I do support divestment channels. And some of the BWE I support too. I like those. Some of the things the women are doing. So yeah, but I'm glad. But a lot of good channels were on there. You guys know who won. But I just thought instead of me just sending money for my support, I'd let you choose this time. So, but that's what I do. I've been blessed financially, so I give people a few bucks here and there just to show my love and support. That's all it is. Just like when I go out to dinner and I tip the waitress or the waiter, they work hard. I believe in giving them a little money. I mean, it feels good for someone to say, hey, here's a few dollars. I appreciate what you're doing. It's uplifting, right? And I like doing that. I like to let people know I got your back. You're doing your thing over there. I'm doing my thing here, but I got you. Um, and it's good to have allies through YouTube. People, and you don't have to have anything to do with them, but I just like to let people know, hey, I support you. That's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just like, I love what you're doing. That's basically what it is. Keep up the good work. And, and people from other channels have, shown me some love too that way. So, I've received it from other channels and I give it out to other channels. And, it feels good when somebody recognizes you and tells you you're doing good. And then they throw a few dollars. You're like, wow, well, thank you. I mean, it really means a lot. So that's what I do. And I feel if I'm watching them getting free entertainment, I'll give them a few bucks, because they're doing the work. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to have two shows. I'm going to have a prayer meeting and, a news story. Okay. And, I'll see you tomorrow. The night show, I don't know what time I'm going to go on. It's kind of up in the air. But the Discord, I will be doing at noon Eastern time. So if you're interested in that, come in there and we'll talk and have a good time. And, you can do the chat also while we talk. It's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close. Guys, thank you for coming on. Pro White Male Leadership, thank you again, young lady. And like I said, you stay out of trouble.
Absolutely, Brent. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. But anyway, but have fun. You deserve to have fun.
You know how I am, Brent. Yes, absolutely. I love you, Brent. No matter what, I will always trust me. You have no idea.
I appreciate that. But have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Pro White Male Leadership, and get over and check out her channel. She's got a really good channel, and you know, she puts a lot of work into it while she's working. Um, she's doing amazing things. But check out her channel. Um, she's got a really good channel, and sometimes I'll go over there and participate in her channel. It's a lot of fun, and she's not kind like me. She don't hold back. She lets it rip. And that's what makes it fun. Um, but anyway, I'm going to have to go. But you guys, thank you for coming on in the chat. Pro White Male Leadership. Thank you, young lady. You have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Brent, no
All right.
problem. Enjoy.
Okay, I will. You too. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Have a good night. See you soon. But you have a good night. I'll say hello to Sandy. I will. Um, yeah. And every now and then I'll get Sandy. She'll come up and do a show with me. Um, so every once in a while she'll be a special guest. She's not in the YouTube like I am, but she does come up and she supports me, and she loves talking to you guys. And she wanted me to tell you that thank you for all the kind words you say to her. And I've never seen nothing negative said. You guys are always kind, and I thank you for showing my wife love and respect. I appreciate that. Like I said, nobody's done it except one of those rude Hebrew Israelites, but they're like a barrel of jackasses anyway. But on the channel, you guys really have shown love, and I appreciate that. You've shown kindness to me and my wife, and like I said, that means a lot to me, and I do appreciate it. Okay, and she does too. She always tells me, make sure you tell them thank you for me. And I'm like, yes, dear. No, but seriously, she is very thankful. And when she watches my shows too. And whenever you send a comment, it don't just go to my phone, it goes to hers too. So she sees everything. And she really appreciates when the kind words you say. And I do too. It just shows you guys have a big heart, a loving heart, and you guys have a lot of class, and and I appreciate that. I really do. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close. You guys have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow on Discord. If you need the link, just email me. Okay. I'll see you soon. God bless. Have a good night.